Welcome back to our Houston Texans franchise here on Madden 24, and it's going to be the start of Season 3, the preseason at least. We're going to be playing the Bears, the Niners, and the Buccaneers as we try to find out who is going to be starting where and some of the positions in between, some of the backup spots, which could end up leading to different position starting changes. Of course, we have a couple of name changes, some equipment changes, all of that good stuff, which we'll get into. And a few of you guys did suggest some things for the abilities, which I probably will actually do. And also, CJ Stroud will be getting the dev up to Superstar. Nico Collins, I'm not as guaranteed on, as it is a one-year type of thing where he had a really good 1 year. CJ Stroud has been pretty good for a couple of seasons now. It's just those interceptions when we had the sliders a little too high were, kind of the bad things. But I was suggested that I should take two abilities of my choosing and then randomize the other ones, or just leave the other ones like bad. So we could definitely do that. As far as what I would want to do, passive with this ability have perfect accuracy on all lob or touch passes. Like, here's the thing though, does that not sound like broken? No, it seems so good. Comeback obviously is irrelevant. No look Deadeye. That's pretty good. That is busted. Sideline Deadeye. That's not bad either. So a random bad ability would be like Safety Valve's not bad. Red Zone Deadeye, Anchored Extender is pretty bad. What about Agile Extender? Wait, are they not the same thing? Wait. Almost guaranteed to break the first sack attempt by a blitzing defensive back. Break the sack versus evade the sack. Okay, so we'll have Agile Extender, which is just useless anyways on that. No Look Deadeye is really, really good. And then do we do Inside Deadeye is way too busted. That'll make it where he literally can't miss a throw. What the hell was the other one I was looking at? Lofting Deadeye? Lob or touch pass? Screw it. That's pretty good, but it's not as broken as Inside. Inside Deadeye is one of the best abilities in the entire game, so that is what we're going to have. And then, like I said, with Nico Collins, as much as he had an outstanding year, it was kind of like a one-year wonder type of situation. We still have to see if he actually is that guy. And even though we didn't see any breakouts for him, they're supposedly in the game. And I have seen, honestly, more star to superstar wide receiver breakouts than normal to star. And I think, honestly, there might just not be a normal to star dev up for wide receivers in the game, which would make sense the way I've played it, especially in Rebuild. So I think we're going to leave him at star just because he did get the dev up. He just didn't get a breakout during the year, which you can call it unfair or whatever, but at least it wasn't as bad as Stroud. That was a guarantee that he needed to be superstar. And then Pierce, like I said, someone suggested that I should be able to choose two abilities. I choose Jukebox and Reach Forward. I don't know which one's better. I think both of these are kind of irrelevant. But I'm going to give him Bulldozer then. So, I mean, it was kind of a waste to do the randomizer, but, you learn some, you lose, all of them. Of course, we'll look at the players, though. So, Donaldson is actually the only, guy that has a chance to start on the offense. Marquise Donaldson looking beastly, obviously, with that juke ability. Right now, he is going to be the starting kick returner. He is by far the most qualified at that position. Doesn't have aggressive catch, which is a disaster. Super raw as an actual wide receiver, but should be decent at kick returns and very fun because he's huge, but he's also jukey. I don't know. It's going to be something to watch. And then Javon Washington, I seen in free agency. Obviously, another name change. Speed is up there, excel is up there, juke move is up there, and then his catching is up there. Could actually give, especially with all the catching traits, Devin Singletary a run for his money in that kind of wide receiver out of the backfield type of role, which he's played all of last year. And then looking at the defense, Dexter Creed is going to be our backup DT, who with the injuries at this DT position could actually get some starting time, but obviously more of a preseason kind of name right now than an actual starting name. And then Mr. Peter Griffin at the edge spot, looking kind of beastly. Obviously, very good power move, solid block shed, very good speed and acceleration. Don't know what that dev is, but two really good traits with swim move and bull rush, and then obviously the high motor, which is great. I mean, he has got all the makings in being a superstar player. And then what else do we have? Cornerback, I don't think we added anyone new. Linebacker, Bingham and all them, those are 1 year players. And then Sermon, Tyrone Sermon is going to be our starting free safety. I mean, he's raw with the zone coverage, but he's pretty athletic. He's obviously huge, and then he has amazing hip power. If he gained a little bit of weight, he could be our version of Cam Chancellor, perhaps. And then obviously we have the new punter with Ryan Stonehouse, and then a new kicker for the future possibly in Mr. Ford. But let's take a look at some of these other guys on defense. We talked about, once again, choosing 2 abilities. I think if they only have 3 abilities, though, we should only be able to choose 1 right away. Out my way is decent. Tip drill I don't think is ever going to be a thing. Do we choose like deep route KO? Because I think Petrie's out there a little bit more than he is anywhere else. Deep out zone or in? I'm going to go deep out zone, I think. And then let's see what we got for Will Anderson. At this point, Will Anderson hasn't played badly. You know, he's still putting up double-digit numbers, right? I mean, not the first year, but 12 sacks last year. And once again, it felt like it was a rotating room of D linemen. So it's kind of hard to get like a grasp as a teammate when all of your teammates are gone. So I am actually going to get rid of Speedster, which is a really good ability because I'm just going to put Edge Threat on. He's getting Edge Threat. And we're going to see what happens this season, as he is one of the best players in the league at that edge rush position, yet doesn't really get to play like it because abilities rule this game. Hudson, we talked about, his abilities are pretty much locked in, and then no matter what we do here with Stingley, his abilities aren't going to change, but we will obviously do the upgrades. And you know what? Stingley already has pretty good abilities, so I'm not going to change anything here. Stingley was like the one player that actually got good rolls. And then we, of course, have training camp, which... this is a lot of XP, so obviously, you know, you get a skill point, you get 2,000 XP. We're going to be doing all of these, and maybe you'll see a little bit here and there. But speaking of seeing a little bit, you want to see episode, another episode tomorrow, week 1 of the regular season, 300 likes. That's not a whole lot to ask for. Hopefully this video is not up too late. I kind of got a little bit of a late start on it, so it might be up a little bit later than I expected, but still... 300 likes will get week 1 going on tomorrow, and then we'll probably continue to do some sort of like goal for a couple of episodes, and, you know, we'll see what happens there. But let's get into this. Unless something crazy happens, you might not see super amounts of training camp, but just know that we will be trying to do this. Did I just sell? Is this... I hate this one, don't I? I think I've run this way. That's pretty good. Oh, it hit both. Nice. Come on, Ford. That route running is still so bad. Ford! Oh, am I going to get gold? I'm usually a bot at this. I think the only way I get this is if I perfectly time B or X. That's pretty good. Dude, am I going to get gold? Oh, my. I'm actually kind of cooking right now. I ain't going to lie. I think you just, like, play this safe. Wow. I'm impressed with myself. Maybe this is the year. Hey, I retried it once and got 10,300 barely. Really unfortunate the way this one's built. Okay, good block. Oh, it's because Devin Singletary. I forgot to add a fullback. Uh-oh, Devin Singletary, a fullback. That's not going to be good. But before this happened, I was about to say that it's really weird because... you could feel like you're playing this one really well, but they almost, like, intend you to perfectly play this. Like, if I remember correctly, you have, like, maybe 7 seconds left over at the end from perfectly scoring every time to get the gold. It's crazy, but we'll come back to this and see if that's still the case. I think we're getting about 9,000 points per one, and it's over. Devin Singletary is slow, he's short, he can't block. Which makes sense, because, you know, that's not his position. Oh, my God. Well, we get silver. It's good enough. I mean, it's not like Pierce can get a dev up anyways. All right, so we're going to go with Brandon Ford on the wide receiver battle, because we're going to put Nico Collins in the red zone one, as obviously he's a bigger target and should be a better route runner in general. But with Ford, with this much space, you can just outrun him pretty much for the win. And as you'd expect, we're kind of used to this wide receiver battle now. We have ourselves... the gold. Of course, I think you can still get a dev up from Superstar to X Factor, but I have yet to see it. People show me all the time. They're like, hey, I got a dev up from doing the training camp and the weekly training and stuff like that. I have yet to see it, like I said, but it apparently exists. We'll see. Yeah, we kind of need to angle it like that, which makes sense. Oh, that's a lot of points. I mean, at this point, we could definitely just go with the 50. You got to throw it. Ooh, we've got 2 left. Nice. Hit that throw. Uh-oh. I don't like it. Just throw it up. Let him do it. Oh, he did it. Nico. We didn't do it, but Nico did. Trench battle. You know what? We're going to go with the rookie, I think. I don't know if Anderson really needs... Oh, my. What the hell? Nice move. Nice. Griffin, keep going. Oh, my Lord. Griffin's just pushing him out of the way like it's nothing. That is a long haul, like they said. Damn, he is pushing these guys. He's got that, I don't even know what type of move that is, down pretty well. Okay, that was pretty straightforward and easy. That's also going to reveal him soon. I didn't even think about that, but that was a genius move. That's 300 rookie snaps. So his ability, if he's a superstar or an X Factor, would be quicker because of the 300 snaps. Oh, it isn't really earned, but it's good enough. No, tackling dummy. No, I'm the dummy. I am the tackling dummy. I'm so bad. Well, at least we get bronze. Well, we got to at least get 1 more tackle because every time he scores, you lose like 50. Nice. Okay, you're going to hear me slam that A button, just so you know. Oh, my. This is why we never like this one. DB battle, we're going to be going with Mr. Clayton. Maybe we could have put Sermon in, I suppose. Although the next one's red zone defense, and that probably makes a little bit more for a linebacker or a safety, so maybe Sermon will get that one then. Even though he doesn't really need snaps, but don't do it. Clayton, are you effing kidding me? Like, I probably should have swatted, but, like, really? Psst. Okay, game. I do have to say, though, the swats are pretty cool. Gonna slow down. Ah, crap. Slow down too hard. Either way, gold. If I can remember correctly, this one's really tough, because it doesn't really tell you where he's going. Oh, my God. And you're playing against Ford. I've already lost. Okay, this is going to be really tough. We know this. We know. I mean, oh! The size with the SWAT. We like it. And he drops it. Oh, okay, this could be a long season for him. He's huge, though. Oh, we know this play again. It won't matter, though, because he is so much faster than I expect every time. There you go. And then he catches that, though. Drops the one before. Gets the dive in. This is probably an out route. Or a zig. No blitzing. I didn't. The ball was already out. It's not called a blitz. Oh, my God. Prevent the touchdown. I ain't preventing anything. Touchdown saving time. We got to get the stop here. Nice. Oh, my God. I thought they were going to call PI. That's, you know what? You know what? When you're a 6'3", 91 speed, 89 excel, probably like 82 change direction safety going against a 98 speed wide receiver, whatever, I'm going to take the silver and run. Field goal accuracy, these don't matter too much. Oh, we're absolutely going to be using Mitch Ford, though. And obviously the clock is going... I'm so bad. Leave it a little long. Should be able to counter that. That was pretty good at the end. 12:50 missing. Maybe we should have played it slow and gotten the target. I don't know. Then punting, I'm just not going to show no matter what, unless we get a dev up from it. So, on to preseason upgrades, actually. We only got 1,500 XP on this one, but I will say, I probably should have showed you like an example or two, but it kind of felt like it was impossible. 9 times out of 10 in that one, I kicked it full power in the accuracy it needed to go to, and the ball just wouldn't even come close to reaching the red, let alone the yellow. Like, it would actually stop in the yellow half the time on a bounce. It wouldn't even go out of bounds. Like, it was insane. But we finished the training camp. We'll, do our weekly strategy, get our upgrades in. Actually, I already did the weekly strategy. We'll get our upgrades in and head on into the game. There's obviously a lot of these. I'm going to be doing all the, like, backup level talent on my own time here, but, you know, the ones that are kind of significant, like Mitch Ford, the future of this kicking position, more than likely, gets a +2 to kick power and accuracy. How is that fair? Davis Mills, he is a backup, but you know damn what? He sometimes comes in. Scrambler gives you the best chance to throw power, and that's his biggest issue right now as a backup is just throw power. Gets a speed, okay. Interesting. I mean, that's something. That's definitely a something. Can we get zone coverage scheme fit? We can't. +1 to zone coverage puts him at 74. Peter Griffin. Yeah, I guess we'll go power move. I was going to go block shed just to be like, okay, let's get him to 80 and why not? But now we do want to get him to be able to get to the quarterback as quickly as possible. Mr. Ford release is kind of getting there. Medium, short and medium is what he needs the most. Let's go with slot, 79 overall. And yeah, we need medium and short the most, and I think that's the best. I've done a lot of deep threat upgrades on receivers in different, forms on franchise, and it kind of just seems like that is the best way to do it. As far as Nico Collins goes now, short route is still a problem. Let's go with slot as well. Doesn't go up in overall, which is an L. A lot of XP, though, to go with it. 2 to catch in traffic, 1 to catch, 1 to short route. I want the short route upgrades, but did that really feel worth it? Probably not. Clayton, zone coverage, of course, is his biggest need. Still an 83 overall. You get some morale boost, though. Zone coverage was +2 to zone. Can probably go slot again soon here, if not, right away. Stingley, speaking of going slot, probably can, as he's, base across. So we're going to go with slot. 2 to man, 2 to tackle. Going to keep it going slot. And then probably go zone next time. Maybe 2 to man coverage, 1 to zone coverage, 1 to press. I mean, slot is just so good for corners. 91 man, 87 zone. He is a problem. Stroud, throw power is his biggest issue. I'm going to go with field general just because it's a little bit of XP for him to get an upgrade, even though it says he has one now. And then he can get the scheme fit, right? Gets 1 to all the accuracies across the board. Outside of throw power, you can't really ask for much better than that. Now, here's an example of why I usually don't go playmaker. Maybe this isn't the most common thing, but for me, anytime I go playmaker, this is the upgrade I get. Not to say it's terrible, but for what I want, which is route running, release, catching, this isn't the best stuff, right? People tell me, you get so many upgrades. It's yeah, okay, let's evaluate, though. 1 to awareness, does nothing. Break tackle +1, doesn't do that much. 3 to juke move. If that's the route you're going on someone, you want to get them juke move, sure. Spin move, basically useless. So now what you're left with is a 1 to catch, or 2 to catch, 1 to catch in traffic, 1 to spec catch. Nothing in route running at all. And that's what I'm if you want to get your guys' juke move up, sure, playmaker's by far the best. But as far as if you're trying to upgrade, look at his head. Oh my god. But you're trying to I can't think straight with that freaking head, dude. But you're trying to get his actual route running and, release and whatnot up. It's usually not the best. And here we are at home to start out the season. Obviously, it's the preseason, but it's still the very first game of real football, if you will. They want to say, oh, it's not real football. This is actually probably the most dangerous time in the NFL. Maybe not for your favorite players, but as far as pure player damage, as there's going to be players that are obviously going to be not as technically sound. There's going to be players that are playing a lot harder than someone that's, got a 5-year, $100 million contract. Those guys, even if they are competitive, because it's still team sports and you still want to be the best at your position, there's a little bit in the back of your mind saying, okay, I'm set. I'm set for life. I could get injured here and I'm set. These youngsters, it's okay, if I don't make it, I'm going back to freaking Walmart and, that it's whatever, whatever your game plan is, if, it's not going to work out. So it is dangerous. So it is still real football. And this is the first game of that real football. We're going to be kicking the ball off first. Speaking of starting this game out, and Mr. Stonehouse is going to be our kickoff center as he's got a great leg and, more importantly, very fast. 85 speed. Might not even be the last guy down here, which would be saying something because obviously, he's got to be the last guy as he's kind of kicking the ball. Justin Fields, still the starting quarterback in Chicago, it would appear. Of course, not going to show our, his ratings from last season, his stats, but as far as an overall goes, he's a 79 overall. When the season actually starts, we'll be looking at the rosters, but I don't really care to look at the rosters now as they're not even set in stone, right? So it doesn't really matter too much as we are going to give up not a whole lot on the ground. Herbert also still the starting running back, a gain of 1, which, considering the way we were lined up and they were, we were still moving around as they hiked it, I do not hate that. Obviously, the majority of the defense is the same, but we do have 2 new starters as Petrie's going to miss the tackle, but with a team effort, will be brought down for yet only another 1 yard gained. Going with some rush off the edge. Mr. Griffin back in action. Gotta love to see that. I mean, we almost let him go, but I just felt like, we're not going to get over there. I just felt like it just, he was a good number 3/4. The price was there. We had money. Why get rid of a good thing? We had a pretty good season as a whole. Keep him around, see what we can do. As that's going to be a quick throw, and somehow caught, blasted on the play, but gained 7. I don't know, this looks like a new name to me, but he won't turn around. It is Devin Duvernay, actually, who I think actually was there last season, but still technically a new name. Not a guy that we're expecting them to have. Will Anderson gets a nice push, and Will Anderson's going to miss. No, he's not. Of course, he's going to lose half of it to Stingley? I know there's a DB in there, but was it Stingley? I thought it was Griffin. But either way, a really good pass rush play there for Mr. Will Anderson. Darnell Wright, obviously, still pretty young, so I can't imagine he's that high of an overall. And good job of the DT, as they're going to run this one to just safely punt it, it seems. Starting for us in preseason, the game 1, it will be Mr. Davis Mills. Obviously, CJ Stroud has kind of earned that ability to sit the first game, maybe even the second game, perhaps. We'll see how it goes. But Davis Mills, more than capable guy to lead an offense if he had to, but we are also very grateful that we have CJ Stroud anyways. Dalton Schultz moves up to the number 2 spot, at least for the start of preseason. We'll see if he does hold that spot for the whole season, as that ball's a little out there, but, it's definitely catchable. And it's just a tough one for Dalton Schultz. Tremaine Edmonds, the very good inside linebacker for them, comes away with a knockdown. Let's go with an inside run for Pierce, who probably shouldn't be playing either, but Pierce needs to get his sea legs going as well, as he gains 12 yards. And we are in all Madden. I just had to turn off the stupid on-field trainer again, as for some reason that just comes on so often. And Rudolph, who is kind of agile, can't get out there, but gains 3. And Laramie Tunsil's down. That is just fantastic. Gotta love your best lineman by a mile. I mean, it's not even close. Being injured on the first drive of preseason. Whether it's a serious injury or not doesn't really matter, as Rudolph's going to get another pass here, gains 10. A little behind him, but it kind of needed to be. It's a little bit safer that way. And broken ribs for Laramie. I think he'll be fine with that, but that is still a sucky injury to have. And I'm actually not sure who gets the left tackle start. Is that Howard? And then the youngster Bell starts at right end? Not right end. Right out. That's a really good throw by Davis Mills to the 42. The right tackle spot is what I meant to say, as we are going to gain a lot of yards there. Davis Mills kind of cooking up so far. And now his starting left tackle inside, Pierce is going to make it work for a gain of about 9, maybe 10. The offense, without their starting quarterback, without their starting left tackle, are feeling fine. Singletary as the fullback here. Boyer, touchdown if the throw's good. It is. And Boyer is in for the touchdown. 32-yarder for the score. And that is a perfect opening drive. This team is looking pretty good early. Love to see it. All right, back out on defense. There's not a whole lot to see for a lot of the positions, but I do want to see what Peter Griffin gets up to, and I want to see that backup. Oh, I thought it was a pass play. Griffin could have had a chance in there. Christian Harris is out there. Uh-oh. Read op, and we're on that. Perfect defense. The Bears offense, not really built for it right now. I mean, they're still playing like they've played for years now, where they're just too scared to throw and trying to keep everything short, and it just makes it easier on us. Sermon going against the tight end. And he has a chance to just take the shot, and that also works. When you're a Justin Fields, that also works. Really good hit by Griffin. Thought he broke the tackle, but didn't. And gains a ton. Obviously a lot more than 12. It's just the sack yardage that added to that. Stingley moving all around so far. Can't get out there. We got blasted, and it's one-on-one. The rookie going to get blasted as well. I don't know who that lineman was, but he was cooking. We're trying to get across with, I think, Christian Harris. Blasted us from the get-go. Gets all the way downfield, and then takes out the safety as well. Give that guy a raise. Looks to be Mr. Tevin Jenkins. I knew who it was. I just couldn't think of his name. That is crazy good blocking. And underneath, good hit. Clayton knocking him down, but gains 5. Chicago hasn't looked great on this drive, but their run game has definitely picked up a little bit, and that's sometimes all it takes. And that's going to be a free rush inside. Christian Harris, no dump down as we were about to take on the running back. I mean, as bad as that is, it's better than what it could have been and what we're used to seeing, which would be a late last-second throw for an interception. And there goes Will Anderson off the edge. Sack. Field goal. They were what? 1 yard line is where the first down is. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I know. As we're going to try to block it. Not going to get it. We've had a couple of tries in our time for the Texans, but not going to happen on this one as McCourt will kick it through for a successful 3 points. And now we're going to get a chance to kick return with Donaldson. Don't think we're going to play offense on this drive. I kind of want to see some of the backups in, which will be, a couple of quarters from now. So might come straight back out onto defense, and nobody's going to help him. I don't think so. I get he's not the heaviest guy in the world, but the size alone makes it where the leverage just isn't going to work. Or the team did get down the field, but they just didn't. They just didn't score. They were close. Nice hit. Who was that? Noah Igbenogany. A gain of 1. Of course, remember Pope. Fields got injured, and Pope came in and had a hell of a game. But they said, you know what? Fields is still our guy. I don't know when they're going to let that rodeo go, but Pope's going to be the backup for now, and a huge hit on Roschon Johnson by Henry To'oTo'o. Another guy that's been buried. He's definitely got talent, but he's been buried on this roster of just really good linebackers, so can't really do much. As Will Anderson going to be playing inside. I thought it was a screen. Really good defense. Another Henry play inside Noah Igbenogany. Not really even beat, but, close enough. And, of course, it will lead to a deep kick, which will go to the third-string running back, Javon Washington, who obviously kind of looks like Leon Washington with the lack of size and, wearing the number. And now the third-string quarterback, Coleman, comes out there. If I said I wanted to see the offense, it would be this group of players. Some of the backup players, especially the running back, Washington, who just returned the ball and probably shouldn't be out here starting. But, hey, 4 yards, and now Burning Bell is injured. Okay, I mean, definitely not running out of O-linemen, especially tackles, surely. Surely that's not happening. Coleman, pretty strong arm. Dalton Schultz inside, perfect throw, and Dalton Schultz has got room. Stiff arm down to the 8. Where is the defense? They got 2 tight ends, dislocated elbow. Elbow is actually kind of significant. It's not like a shoulder. Shoulder's pretty straightforward. We see that all the time. I mean, if Mechie's open, I got to take it, but at the same time, 6'6" Donaldson's out here. He's open. Ah, okay, dude. Hits the throw to Schultz, which is much harder because it's like an angle, whereas this is just straight on. I mean, there should be no issues here at all. And where is Donaldson's in the corner? I mean, you kind of have to take it if he's there. And Donaldson, wow, kind of gets out-jumped by Kyler Gordon, who does have really high jumping. Corner fade again. Man, this would be bad coaching if this is real life. And that's pretty good. If that wasn't a touchdown, that would have been all on Mechie. That ball is right where it needs to be. It's not overthrown. It's not thrown too hard. It's just like, if you are the worst player in the world, you drop that. Back out there on defense, Pearson, who once upon a time we were looking at as a promising starting edge rusher. Now, obviously, the backup. But you never know when injuries happen, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But it's definitely not the last we've seen of him, is all I can say. Still got some of the starters in. Blackwell, obviously, hoping to see him a lot this season as well. And out there is Henry, who's, he's having an okay preseason start. Game 1's looked pretty good. Obviously, I'd like him to be out there and meeting him, but, inside linebacker, outside play, it's not the easiest in the world. Riley's in here. Read option. They're going to go with Pope, who has caused problems. And there goes Henry again. What are they going to call? Oh, my levitation. They're going to call holding, which obviously we don't care about. There's no reason to care about that, as that'll be a loss of 3 and a loss of down rather than, 10 yards and keeping the first down. I think it's pretty easy to gain 7 yards on first down, and it's a lot easier to gain 13 on defense as Roschon's breaking tackles to the 44. Stiff arm strength plus a 10. I don't even know, but super fun looking running back, just so damn slow. which is why you can see, they're not starting him. But it seems like he is their number 2 now, as that will be a move by the right tackle. Was that Mr. Houston? Houston not messing around. Will Anderson playing a little DT. Let's see what he can do. Can't get off the block. And Henry, I mean, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but you know what? He met Ebner, who is pretty fast, for a loss of 2. I mean, Henry's got just enough speed, and if Scott struggles again this season, which he kind of did even though he has the dev up, I'm kind of thinking maybe Henry gets more of a shot this year, as he's in for another tackle. The only problem is Henry's just not that fast, but he's good enough. Like I said, he's shown that he's fast enough, not by a lot, but just enough. Pearson off the edge. Let's see this move. Club move works. He's the only guy applying the pressure and got him off his spot. He saw Pearson maybe jumped the gun a little bit too much, but it still is the reason why he moved, and it's the reason why that isn't a first down. Pope is pretty good. We played him before. He is not a backup. He is not a backup. He's playing backup, but he is not a backup. Might try this one final drive and then head on to preseason game 2, where maybe we see a drive out of Mr. CJ Stroud. He doesn't need it, but why not? He get injured on the first play of regular season, so at the end of the day, we try to go all the way outside. Really good blocking, though, considering, we had a chance to read the field. Usually you don't get a chance to read it when you're in this situation. Usually it's like, okay, I'm getting rid of this ball now. Donaldson, not the best route runner, not the best catcher either. The throw is good, as Tank Dell, who not because of his own fault, but just in general, may be a trade piece. He's pretty valuable still. He is good. He's just on a team with too much talent. And I think it's almost just unfair to him. We're going to go to the backup running back, who, once again, like I said, has a chance to steal the job from Singletary. He basically is Singletary, but younger and faster. He might just be missing some of the ratings, like he's not as good as juking, and his ball carrier vision and his carrying might not be as good. But as far as the stuff that I'm looking for, the speed and the youth, I mean, he's got the catching as well. He's pretty good. Screen pass game. Try to cut. I mean, if he just gets his juke move up, which could happen, he's not a bad player. Coleman, though, speaking of not being a bad player, doing pretty well. I mean, he's a guy we kind of just picked up just to have someone for preseason, but I mean, as of right now, like he has a job, not a starting job, but he has a job on the team. Like, he is cooking. And I think you got to take that. It's a little overthrown. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. Donaldson's open enough there. Donaldson is just like, use him for his speed. That's all he is. No juke moves, hit hard, gains 2, doesn't fumble. I wish I could make this like a deep out for Donaldson. And if that throw's good, which it is, caught for the first down. Once again, Donaldson's catching kind of sucks. So that's a pretty big time catch for him. It's an important one. It's a really good one. We don't hate it. Oh, my Lord. That's a good throw. Number 54 for a white inside line. I didn't even pay attention to the clock. Wow. Okay. I mean, I feel like in game 1... Oh, my Lord. I might have just sold it. Got to keep it a little left. Just enough. I think we've seen what we need to. From the 2-yard line into scoring range, if I would have been paying attention to clock more, I just didn't think it was that late in the game, we would have probably scored a touchdown on that drive. So, yeah, very good performance game 1. Obviously, they could sell in, sim time, but I don't think I hated anyone. Oh, we'll return this. I don't know who the return man is, but we got to return this. Flowers, the cornerback. But, yeah, I think everyone played well. I really don't think there was a single player that played badly, unless you want to argue maybe the linemen because they got injured. That's the only negative thing I have. But I think the team's in good hands. Even if we had an injury at quarterback, I mean, I can't say Coleman's a starter in the league, but I mean, he's shown some potential in that game 1, and here it looks like we're going to... Oh, they're not going to have overtime. I forgot. We're going to tie the first game as the team without us struggles a little bit. Coleman almost 300 yards, ends up with 2 interceptions, but that's sim numbers because his overall is low. Pope, like I said, dude, he's cooking. Mills, not bad. Running back game, not great, right? Running game, there really wasn't much there. We didn't even run the ball much at all. Mechie was decent. Dalton Schultz had a nice big long play. I was kind of getting sus when I said big long. Washington had a couple of catches. Donaldson had a couple of plays defensively. Sack totals, Will Anderson cooking up. Christian Harris with a blitz sack. Gordon with a pick. Terrell Smith with a pick. You can kind of tell Gordon was gonna get a pick, right? It almost seems like he's next up. He looked pretty good when he played against us here. And we did talk about these two guys, Will Anderson and CJ Stroud, having upgrade points again soon, and that is the case. Field General getting more accuracies. He is insane. Will Anderson, obviously, a very good speed rusher. Probably going to get him to like 95 and then go block shed, as I don't think you need to go too much higher than 95. 1 to injuries, nice. 1 to finesse, obviously. 2 more finesse. Maybe we'll get a +2 next time, and then we'll be able to go block shed, because even though he's pretty good in the run defense, that is his lowest main attribute at this point. Obviously, we have 2 new injuries, which hopefully the broken ribs aren't too bad. Ooh, wow, it's even worse than I thought. We lose Tunsil and Bernie Bell, which is some pretty big injuries. 5 and 4, which is like till week 2, maybe? So, I mean, yeah. I mean, Bernie Bell will probably be back by week 1, hopefully, but I think Tunsil's going to miss week 1, maybe week 2. We'll see. Going to week 2 in preseason, though, against the Niners, headed to San Francisco. As they're 0-1, we're 0-0-1, which still puts us at second in the division for the preseason. Once again, it doesn't matter too much, but yeah, might have to look into a free agent signing of a tackle after we just lost 2 of them. And then once again, I kind of want to trade off Mr. Tank Dell, which, I mean, I like him a lot, but we just don't really have the spot. And he's pretty valuable. He's like a 78 overall star dev guy. I mean, he's probably worth a late third. We're going to go Josh Jones as our backup, by the way. And, yeah, I mean, a late third I think would be fine. Or maybe some sort of, like, replacement player. I was going to go for a running back, but obviously I found that kind of, like, smaller, receiving back type guy. And I'm kind of just happy with him. So I think you trade off Tank Dell, right? Because you have Nico Collins. Well, I mean, you could trade off Mechie, but I don't think Mechie has the same value. Let's see Mechie's value. Yeah, I mean, maybe a 4th. D'Angelo Williams at running back. That is a name drop. Maybe a 4th. Let's take a look at Tank Dell, because, I mean, Tank Dell is younger, so, that could be the player. Maybe not younger. I don't know, maybe he is, but less played, time played in the league. It seems like more teams want him. I would assume that quantifies to value. Maybe you keep Tank Dell, actually, and give it to Mechie. They're both similar type players. Mechie's just a little bit taller. But we don't really have a player like Tank Dell, but we have a few that are like Mechie, kind of. Like Ford, and I guess Rudolph's a little bit taller. I guess Tompkins I wouldn't even consider a starter. He's more of a kick return guy at this rate. But we need to trade somebody at the wide receiver position, so it might be Mr. Mechie. And, of course, the Browns can't even afford him. They're so broke. All right, we trade Mechie to the Ravens for a 4th and 6th round pick this year. Obviously, we added that 6 because they're projected to be one of those teams that makes the playoffs, so definitely want to get as much value as I can. We miss you, Mechie. We tried you out. We tried Tank Dell out. It didn't really fully work out. Weren't the worst players in the world, but definitely, just weren't cut out to be, like, superstars, but definitely cut out to be, like, stars in the league. So definitely expecting him still to be able to perform. But, yeah, Tank Dell might be on his way out as well soon enough. Don't know if it'll be this year. Maybe it'll be a desperate team at the trade deadline. Maybe it'll be next season. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll never happen. But just trying to give these guys who have potential a chance somewhere, if not for us. So I actually didn't even know that they just gave you regular wide receiver battle as a tight end. But we've got Boyer in the practicing, and he is playing wide receiver battle as a tight end. This is kind of insane. But the swirl kind of swivel move still kind of works, thankfully, because otherwise there's no way. I mean, we're never going to get to the 500 point. I don't even know if he can get there just running there, let alone beating the cornerback. So you kind of just you almost bully him a little bit. That throw is so bad. Could have maybe got there, but meh, not happening. All right, upgrade for Dion Rudolph. Medium and deep route are his biggest issues, so continue to go deep threat, I suppose. So let's hope for something decent. 2 to catch, 1 to deep, 1 to medium. I mean, that's what we want. Catching is a little bit of a problem, I suppose. So, I mean, on the right trajectory. And we start game 2 of preseason on defense. The Niners stadium looking pretty good, but it is a primetime game, so You know, I think it always looks good. Wow, we are all over the place here. And we pick it up. So, yeah, it's a free play for Scott and the safety. Maybe it was the DB, I'm not sure, but they did it. Only a 2-yard gain for Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, they've got their full-strength team out here. They're holding nothing back. As wide open over the middle, Petrie's got to get to that edge. Does, but gets stiff-armed by Ayuk. And a massive 33-yard gainer to start this one out. Pretty big play in the passing game. In man coverage, didn't know who it was. We didn't get to see it. And out there, what a play. But Christian McCaffrey breaking tackles and hurdling defenders. Makes nothing into something for 13 yards. It's a hell of a play by, who is it, Petrie maybe? But obviously Petrie was outmanned, getting blocked by a tight end, I think it was. And, you know, try to get him in between that. We got beat. Turn around, and Stingley not going to get him. Ayuk is a monster. What a drive by the Niners out the gate. That was instant. Damn, son. I mean, we got our starters on defense too, so. All right, Donaldson. Haven't really gotten to see much out of him on the kick returns. Hasn't really had much of a chance. And there goes Donaldson! Is he fast enough to get there? Running like a child who just stole some candy. Great blocks and just ran it on the edge for the touchdown. He's huge. Look at him in Singletary. Literal David versus Goliath there. Unbelievable. Really didn't feel like he had the speed, but it's just like those long legs kept on running, and the giant tank at kick returner, maybe the largest in NFL history, gets the touchdown in preseason. 14 points in under 2 minutes. It's an electrifying preseason game. Schedule makers got this one right. Nice job off the edge by Christian Harris. A loss of 2 for Christian McCaffrey, finally getting him behind the line of scrimmage. Schedule makers getting that one right, even though it's preseason. It's like, hey, we did it. We've done a good decision, boys. And not going to make the play. Trent Williams obviously retired at this point. Petrie with a nice hit. 3rd and 2 after the 10-yard gain to none other than Ayuk, who's some would say is having an okay start. Sermon kind of playing back, but can jump the tight end if he has to, or the running back. And we're out there. We string it out, and great defense. Sermon the first of the punch. Kind of saw that coming, and it will be a punt. Donaldson hopefully had enough breather because he's back out there for another chance. Could he get a kick return and punt return touchdown in the same game in preseason? Wonder if that's ever happened. About to find out as he's about to do it. And Donaldson tries to get out there. Can't, fumbles! Recovered by the defense. I can't tell if he was down. We're about to find out. They are reviewing this, and yeah, his knee was definitely down. But still, you got to protect that ball a little bit. You can see that ball is barely being hung onto, and thankfully, the fumble is after the knee. All right, read option. They see it coming. Pierce can't get past his own tackle, sadly. It was smart to make that cutback because there was a lane, and we should have got there in time, but we just didn't. But obviously, C.J. Stroud out there, still going to try to run the ball a little bit. And he in some trouble. That's going to be picked off as we were under pressure. Ford trying to catch him, won't do it, and that'll be a pick 6 for the Niners. Maybe there was a different look we could have had, but the line wasn't really holding up, and more importantly, the receivers were locked. Yeah, the only real read that was there was Nico Collins off the snap, but the linebacker was there, and I thought he was going to jump it, but he didn't. Inside, almost swatted, not quite though, and Nico Collins gets involved in preseason. Don't remember if he caught one at all before then, but either way, we're going to go with the play action here. As they're coming with a potential blitz. I need to be on the move if I'm going to throw this ball. I'm going to go quick to Boyer. We'll turn it into a gain of 5. I mean, you don't need to have the biggest gainer in the world, right? You're going to give us 5 yards? I'll take 5 yards. That guy's moving in position. I wish we could have hiked it a little sooner. Pierce going to try to turn it into something. Fumbles himself. Recovered by the defense. About to find out yet again if that's a legit fumble. And like last time, the booth will be reviewing this one as it looks like even he was down. Knee was down before. Hell, that was a terrible call by them. I mean, his whole freaking body was down. This one wasn't even close. Going with the zig, see what we can get out of that. And that's a little late. That one is a bad decision. 4th and 3 will go for this. Just not really giving those streaks their fair shake. We're going to run the ball here. And then we're going to throw it outside as Rudolph will get the first down. Tries to break extra tackles, can't, gains 5. But yeah, we're just not looking at the streak plays from the slot seriously enough, as they're pretty open out the gate so far this game. Boyer. Nice throw! Slips off the tackle! Outruns Fred! And Boyer showing you why he won the starting tight end job and will continue to hold it. Back out on defense. Griffin. See what he's got. Oh, we missed. That's my fault. Griffin did a pretty good job on the left tackle, and I just whiffed. Tried to go for the huge hit to make a highlight play, and I missed. I like Sermon, though, near the line of scrimmage. Box safety. Inside, perfect throw to Debo. Nice hit by Petrie. I don't know, something just tells me Sermon's just going to have a great year, and he's just going to go up in dev early on. And, I mean, we did what we could. I mean, we were literally shadowing his movements. He gained 6 just because we had no, help. If we gun it at that first opportunity, like, it's probably a big gainer. Where 6 is big, but it's not, it's not a touchdown. We couldn't get there. I thought somebody was going to come up. Sermon with a tackle. Nobody is helping on Christian McCaffrey at all. What the hell? Griffin helps him up, and then he starts fighting him. Do you mind? Nobody's out there as Griffin's going to try to get him. Can't. Oh, Brandon Ayuk with a shoulder injury potentially. Oh, crap. He's going straight into, like, emotes now. Freaking yoga pose. Sermon going against Danny Gray. The speed matchup is not in our favor. It is not in our favor. Misses the hit stick. Huge hit by Shaquille Griffin. Back-to-back plays now. Once again, the fight is on. These two teams taking this preseason game very seriously. Switching the matchups. Murray going against Kittle. Not going to happen. Griffin gets beat. Tries to swat it. Can't. Danny Gray with the momentum. Carries the two players into the end zone, and the Niners are back on top with 7. And as much as I wanted to be an actual part of the battle, this is pretty good too, as we are up by 3, 3rd and a big opportunity. Donaldson on the outside, maybe. And I was just about to hit Dalton Schultz. Maybe could have had that curl route, but the pressure gets there and the coverage is tight. All right, big play on the other side of things now. 3rd and 12 with Will Anderson playing DT again. I'm going to have the deepest DT group, but we have enough. Oh, that's a little bit of PI. Put him off his spot and drop because Noah's all over. That'll be 4th and 12. Tyler Huntley, 1 for 4, 12 yards. And they're going to actually punt this thing with Mr. Javon Washington on the return. He will have a chance. Not much of one, though, as the blocks aren't really there. Donaldson's wide open off the snap. I don't know. Can we hit this? 3rd and 7. Big play. Pretty open. And Donaldson's got speed. Easy as it comes. Almost fumbled it in the end zone. The celebration was a little slower than I thought. Easy score. Having himself a game. I got to say, though, with his size, he might be the number 4 wide receiver. I don't think you can replace the top 3 right now, but the number 4 is kind of open. I think that's the job that he has now. A 3rd and 9. I mean, if they don't get a touchdown in this drive, the game is pretty much over. And outside, not going to happen. Ah, really good play. We should have stayed in there. Huntley with a gain of 16. And they did get the touchdown. We are now looking at a 3rd and 6. Quick off from Tank Dell. Uh-oh. I predetermined that. Great catch, but it's only going to be a 3-yard gain. I don't know if a field goal really does it for you, so I am going to go for it here, I think. I think this is a situation you debate in real life almost even. 2 minutes left. That's a lot of time. If you believe in your defense to get the stop, you don't need the field goal anyways, right? So, just saying. I'm just saying. And if you don't believe in your defense to get the stop, then you go for it to try and call game here. Which you can if he holds on, which he does. Tank Dell gets blasted, falling forward. Heard that 4th receiver spot is being taken away from him, and he's like, I'm going to need that back. I'm gonna need that back. Let's go read option and see if they actually cover Davis Mills. There's no way, right? Oh, my Lord, Davis Mills. It's a perfect time to call something like that. Who would expect it? And that is going to be the game. The greatest preseason game ever? Question mark. 45-42 is a hell of a score for preseason. And a lot of it was with the starters out there. So it's not like you were just watching backups kill each other. And the Niners have another Gore over there, which is kind of cool. Almost 100 points scored. Davis Mills, don't know how well he played. But, I mean, when we were out there with him, he was all right. So let's see those final numbers by the team. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Stroud, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and that interception was by me. Running, really wasn't great. Didn't get to see the backup running back too much, though. Receiving, Ford with 2 touchdowns because he's him. Boyer had a crazy big touchdown. Tank Dell was all right again. Donaldson, 3 for 84 with a touchdown and a kick return touchdown, which is great. Blocking, really not a whole lot that happened, considering our linemen are hurt, and we went against the Niners. Interception for Stingley and Brown. Kicking, nothing. Punting, nothing. And then obviously the 1 kick return touchdown for Donaldson. He had 1 try. And Al Pierce is an upgrade. We've been going elusive lately. It wasn't the best upgrade last time, but let's see how this one goes. Looks a little better off the snap, off the rip, which is good. I like juke move, and then change of direction is actually one of his biggest needs. Gets to that 90 zone, and he'll be able to move around even better behind the line. So 90 juke move, 90 change of direction would be great. And then, maybe get 90 stiff arm, go back to elusive, get 90 spin move. I mean, it really depends on how much he can get done before he gets to that point where the age is causing his upgrades to be a little bit slower. But he's obviously on a great trajectory and already the best running back in the league. So we're happy with that. And we also have ourselves a camp standout, which is always fun. Going up against the Buccaneers are a 1-1. What do we got for camp standout? Christian Harris. I actually don't know what he needs more. I think his tackling is already pretty good. So we're going to go with play rec. And I'm going to see if I made a bad decision or not. Did I make the right call? 92 tackle versus... Did they not show play rec? Oh, 86. So yeah, definitely the much better decision. More upgrade points. Obviously, the preseason is the time you get the most upgrade points, or the end of the season. So the beginning and the end, which is kind of almost the same thing. Damn, that was profound as hell. We're going to go with hybrid because Jalen Petrie does find himself in man coverage a decent bit, and 88 zone is pretty good. 3 to man coverage, putting him at 78 man is pretty good. No regrets there. And then Ford, what do we need? Short route, medium route. So seems like slot might be the route for most of these wide receivers going forward. See what we get. 2 to medium, 2 to short. That's what we needed. So 70 medium now. He is absolutely a terrible route runner, but that speed makes up for it. So imagine if he ever becomes a truly elite. Boyer's still only 74 catching. Wow. I mean, he didn't have the best season ever, but he had a pretty good season. Maybe tight end XP needs to go up a little bit. Great catch and traffic upgrade, but nothing for catching itself is an L. And then Peter Griffin with another upgrade point gets him to 76 overall with 1 to power move, 1 to agility. Nothing crazy, though. Pretty tame. All right, we're basically just, trying to get our sea legs out here because there's not really a whole lot to know. We know what our team is and who's the starters. Clayton! Oh, good defense. I mean, that's Mike freaking Evans, dude. I was like, oh, he's got to pick that off. Wait, is Brissett their starting quarterback? No way, dude. They got to do better. Worf's playing left tackle. Griffin is up for a battle here. It's going to be a great tackle on Rashad White. Gain of nothing. Yeah, we're not going to see a whole lot. I might even end up skipping pretty early into the final couple of quarters, just trying to see that third string running back again. And there goes Will Anderson. What a throw. Okay, maybe that's why. Huge hit over the middle, though, by Clayton, I think, and Godwin with a great catch. But what a throw by freaking Brissett. I mean, Will Anderson was looking like a goon there. Didn't matter. Murray up in here, not going to get there. Don't know why I tried to jump when nobody was even close. Got to say, Clayton's getting bullied a little bit right now. Who the hell just hit him? Was that Clayton? There's no way he hit him that late and didn't get a flag. That's crazy. That is crazy late. Oh my God, good try by Stingley, but it's still going to be a gain of 6. Top 2 wide receivers just cooking up right now early. Defense, it started off strong, right? Week 1 in preseason looked really good for defense, but right now they're kind of looking bad, and we get out there, good run D, the linebackers, the 2 goons from last year. It's been a long old drive, let me tell you that much. Let's get Hudson going. Let's also try to stay healthy, because obviously we simmed a little. Oh, no, it's a little behind them, but it's a very good throw, all things considered. But, yeah, we didn't really pay attention to the injuries. There might have been 2 more for all we know, because we simmed a lot of the game. Don't think there was, but there could have been. Moving players over. Everyone's still in position. That's all that really matters. Oh, my. Oh, my. And that's a great chase down by Glover, who looks huge, by the way, height-wise. He's pretty thin looking for, a 300-pound guy, but His height looked huge. The way he was running there, he looked like he was like slow motion almost. Oh, that tricked me hard. Oh, it's a great comeback route. It should be short, though. Clayton with the fight. Getting kind of cooked, but I mean, it's tough one-on-one out there. I mean, we're going crazy hard on this. Sermon one-on-one against Evans. All right, if you say so. And the blitz gets there. We baited him out hard, too. We came in there, like, really fast. Don't know what that like was. And then just ran out to the running back. And, I mean, unless the ball was perfectly thrown ahead of the running back, there's no way he gets the first down, as Murray was on that. It's a perfect defensive play. Ford out to the left. Donaldson. I mean, gets up there. It's just weird because he's a juking type player. He's an elusive 6'6" player, but the size just doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't seem like it works for that, but well, who am I to judge? I think we'll do one drive as the pro offense. We'll do one more defensive drive as the starters, as Stroud misses worse than any of the backups did. And then we'll play a drive later on in the game as both sides. Boyer. Oh, wow, that ball was lacked a little bit of air. Neal is tall, though. I mean, QB controversy in Houston. What's going on here? I don't know what I'm looking at. And that one's not his fault. Boyer might have actually gotten baited if we had that throw off. Really good defense. First play mid-blitz. They've been getting way too much time to throw. We gotta do something about it. Mike Evans is wide open. Oh, what am I trying to break? My own ankles. Good hit. I don't know what I'm trying to pick there. At best, we get a swap, but definitely no pick. Kind of double stacking over on Mike. False start by the right tackle. Oh, they're going to call encroachment. Will Anderson was early, and the offensive lineman reacted. Okay, fair enough. Kind of sucks, but whatever. Say what you got to say, I guess. Outside, there's just nobody on anyone. Really feel like our only chance is blitzing, but the edge blitz hasn't worked, so I kind of want to leave him on the inside a little bit. And that's where they go with it. Wow, what a cutback to gain yards on that run play. This formation's actually kind of nice for us. Curl route, can't get up there. Nice knockout, though. At the left arm up, at the right arm, he kind of got a punch on it. You got Christian Harris here. And it's pretty good coverage, and Will Anderson's going to cook with the sack off the edge. Right tackle's not very good because Wirfs is playing left. Donaldson deep. Oh, he does have good quick juke move, which, I mean, makes sense because he's freaking 99 juke, but still. All right, it wasn't until the fourth quarter started that we actually seen the backups that we wanted to see in, so they actually had the starters in for the most part. And that's a pretty good throw. Gets the job done. Oh, my Lord, that juke move. I mean, when Donaldson's one-on-one with the juke move, there is potential there. But the problem is, with his size, it's hard to decide when to do that when you're on a kick return. Donaldson inside. Yeah, I mean, he's open enough. Oh, my Lord, he didn't even jump. He didn't even jump. We were going to overrun it because the ball's a little behind, because for a reason. Try not to throw it into the corner, but he didn't even jump for it. It was a late read because I was still kind of hesitating if I wanted to do it. It's mainly on me, to be fair, but still. Donaldson's got to go up for that ball. And that ball is strung out. That running back, Henry To'o. I mean, is he better than Scott? Maybe. But the question is, outside of an injury, is there even a point? Does it even matter? Creed, nice move. Oh, that's a pretty good play inside. Who is that? Guy's burning. Trubisky, 25 yards. Fighting again, are we? Pearson off the edge. Bull rush, pushes him, gets the help from Anderson playing DT, and it almost seems unfair. Playing against some backup. I guess he's not even a backup. But still, he's not very good. Over the middle. Once again, coverage is lacking. Let's go Will Anderson, user. Double move. The double team can't stop him. 3.5 sacks now. He's the GOAT. Let's drop Henry back. It seems like we give up something big over the middle every time. Blackwell. Oh, my. Big play. Get up, Blackwell. He tried to. Oh, he did get up, actually. That's what he tried to, but it didn't happen. Huge play. The safety height we have this season is kind of tremendous. Coleman to the left. I think you take your safety valve in these types of situations. 4 yards is guaranteed. We got a lot of players on the line, so we're going to go with a play action. And we're not going to get the throw off almost directly to the DB. Or the linebacker, whoever the hell it was. Defender, either way. In theory, 5 wide, they shouldn't be able to bring as much heat as quickly. And there goes the running back who holds on. Gets blasted, but kind of loses the first down. Barely getting back to it, it seems. Breaking too many tackles. Falling for the bait. That's what they want you to do. Pulling guard. Did a pretty good job. Washington gains about 6. I mean, the guy's got strong legs for a little dude. I mean, I do like him as our number 2, but Singletary has done things for us that just can't be repaid. And there goes Washington showing off some speed to the 49. Action for Coleman. Brevin Jordan gets about 4. I want to take Donaldson on this deep shot so bad. Can't, though. Hutchinson overthrown. Ooh, Dalton Schultz, not a great route, but a great throw, leading him open. And that pretty much should do it, right? Ooh, Donaldson, not a bad route, but the throw is. This was pure pain. This got called back for holding. Oh, this hurts. Look at the blocks by Donaldson. And then at the end, juke move inside, down to about the 3. Ugh. Of course, Tank Dell had to hold. He just had to hold. He couldn't just be happy with our yards gained on the ground. Oh, the fullback with a nice pickup after selling. Leonard sold, and the fullback picked it up after missing. 35 Donaldson. Pretty good route. Dropped. He does have really low catching. Either way, that is going to be the game, and not a bad preseason. I honestly think Washington may have showed enough at the end there to hop Singletary. Singletary's getting a little older. He's very elusive. He's not a bad back by any means, but it might be just a young man's game. Washington with the speed. He's not as elusive, but because of the speed, he adds more yards per carry potential, and he's just as good out of the backfield for receiving. I don't know, dude. I think Washington's got the job. I think he's the number 2 going forward here. Of course, Philip Coleman, had that interception, but is all right. Stroud, nothing spectacular, but did all right. Completion percentage-wise, Pierce apparently had an insane game. Washington was all right himself. Singletary 1 for 3. I mean, it's just, I think he has the job, like I said. I don't know. I can't really explain much more than that. Blackwell the pick for Davis, and a preseason completed. And we have another upgrade point, Mr. Christian Harris. What do we want to do? Man, he is still very raw. He's still very raw. We'll go run stopper, which is why you go run stopper. If you can't get field general because they're outside linebacker, this is what you do. Block shed, zone coverage, excel, a hit power. All of that stuff is great. Love to see it. Bye week, which I'm glad exists because that injury timer is going to be a little bit less harsh. We will have to cut 8 players, but overall, I mean, I think we kind of know who's not getting cut and who is starting. So if you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I really do appreciate continued support on the channel. And like I said, if we get 300 likes on this video, tomorrow will be week 1 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Maybe follow me to Jeromepkr, second channel of care players for non-Madden content. Like I said, I don't really have a plan on when the next Spider-Man episode is, but at least 2 or 3 episodes a week, hopefully, going forward. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video and are excited for this upcoming season like I am. And until next video, see ya!